Bible, Brett?
Yes.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Sort of fits this occasion. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Big Mike coming at you live and direct and full of phys ed, man. I want to go ahead and talk about a little something that happened to me about 6 months ago, basically pertaining to the church in general, right? Because I get on TV and I bash the church up a little bit because nobody else will do it. Everybody talks about the good side of religion, but nobody wants to deal with the dark, the evil, the seedy side, right? And due to the fact, like I told y'all before, I do not equate today's church with El Masih Yahshua or Isa ibn Maryam. You know, I don't associate the church with him, so really, you can consider me blaspheming all you want, punk. But to me, I mean, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing but a weak, lame carbon copy of what the Messiah brought anyway. That is, if you believe in a literal Messiah instead of an archetype. So I'm going ahead. I'm doing my thing on the TV. A lot of people get miffed, and then you know some Negroes, you know, be timing to me and they be like, "Well, aren't you grateful that we had the civil rights struggle? And if you're grateful that we had the civil rights struggle, and if you're grateful that you can vote, then you should love and you should appreciate the church because it was through the church that you were allowed to vote and you were to be treated like a human being and blah, you know, all this nonsense, right?" And so I'm saying to myself, these black folks really don't have any kind of understanding of history whatsoever, evidently. You know, I want to give you an analogy, right, first, before I go ahead and I tear that to pieces. What if you come home one day and you find out all your shit was gone, man? You know, your stereo, your VCR, your computer, your jewelry, your silverware, I mean, TVs, I mean, everything gone. You got looted, you know what I mean? And then about 2 weeks later, the dude that looted you came back and gave you back your silverware. feeling guilty now. He gives you back your silverware, but he took all your other stuff and sold it, got rich. You know what I'm saying? So what should you do? Should you be grateful that he brought your silverware back? Should you kiss him? Or should you kill him? What should you do? Huh? Y'all hearing me? Yeah. So somebody stole something from you, took a lot. Then all of a sudden, they want to get a damn conscience. They want to bring back your damn silverware. And then they expect you to kiss their ass. Are you feeling this? Well, basically, that's what the church did. The church was instrumental in taking the fundamental, quote-unquote, God-given rights of colored people. Indians, Eskimos, Hawaiians, Aborigines, Africans, blah, blah, blah. You know, the missionary deal going around, converting the heathens and whatnot, making the people of color, should say, merge into Eurocentric culture and therefore destroying people of color's culture and basically treating them like second-class citizens. And now all of a sudden in the 60s, the 50s and 60s, the black church in particular, along with a Jewish underground movement, right? They go ahead and be like, okay, Negro, we're going to give you a little taste of what you should have had a long time ago, but not that much. So then you get these Negroes on the streets singing and buck dancing and talking about how great the church is, when in fact, it was the church that got their rights took in the first place. And look, I'm not even going into the history of it because really, all you have to do is, just go to the library, man, look up history, look up the Vatican, the information is there. Information is there, okay? About the slave trade, how it kicked off, who kicked it off, and who got rich off of it, all right? You'll find that the church was in the thick of it, and they were the main catalyst. So, I be hearing these people popping off at the mouth, you should be thankful for your rights and the civil rights struggle in the church. You're like, Negro, please, you don't know what the hell you talking about. They don't have a clue. And another thing, man, y'all seem to think that integration was the best thing since hotcakes, you know what I mean? Wrong. Super wrong. See, church folks have been so easily duped. It's like, when you join a church, a lot of times it just seems like you surrender your reasoning faculties at the door. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody puts something in front of you, right? You basically see what it is, but you don't really see behind that thing. You know what I mean? You don't read between the lines. You don't go deeper. You know what I mean? You're always, looking at the surface of things, when you're looking at a dead letter philosophical system. So, of course, during the 50s and 60s, we had a lot of black movement going on, black nationalism, Nation of Islam, what's that, Black Panther Party, Mau Mau's, Pan-Africanism, you name it, we was doing it, man. We was getting busy trying to basically have our own stuff. And, we had our own things, during the 50s, we had our own schools, own businesses, barbershops, stores. Granted, they were substandard, some of them, but they were ours, and we could build upon that, and we could have became a nation that produced, right? But then all of a sudden, what happens? The government basically says, okay, Negro, we'll let you sit on the same toilet with white folks. We'll let you drink from the same water fountain. Hey, we'll let you work side by side, right? And so what does the Negro do, the Negro mentality do? They, they think white ice is colder ice, so they drop everything they do, and they run over to where the white folks is at, okay? You understand what I'm saying? We totally integrated. We left what we was doing, and then we went to work for white folks. We dropped everything. So now what you have is a trick. Do you see the trick? Huh? Do you? Well, basically, that was the trick to get us hooked on white liberalism. Get us hooked on handouts. Okay? Do you understand that? We had our own stuff, building the empire, slowly but surely. All of a sudden, integration comes in, says, hey, you don't have to do that. Come over here. We'll take care of you. Hey, we got all these programs. We got this welfare program. We got this affirmative action. We got this, that, and the other. Hey, we'll take care of you. We did that. Now we are dependent upon other people. Do you see that? Huh? The church is popping off at the mouth about how they made America great, how they made black people on an equal par with white folks. No, you didn't. You made it worse. And you know, there's a lot of white folks out there that are really tired of black folks trying to so-called milk the system. You know, tired of us whining and begging and complaining. And, you know, we want, you know, especially, this always fascinates me, right? When we don't have jobs, you know, we go protest and we tell other people that they have to give us jobs. Do y'all hear that? We protest. We like, look, we want jobs. We don't create jobs. We basically say, we want you to hire us and give us jobs. Now, I'm probably going to catch some flack for this, right? But I got to represent, I got to keep it real. For me, if I go to the Deep South or whatever, and I walk into a diner or a bar, you know, and it might be of the redneck persuasion, and if Billy Bob don't want to serve Big Mike, hey, I think that's his prerogative. If he own that establishment and he don't like black folks, he don't want me in there, I'm not going to stay there and eat and drink in that spot, you know what I'm saying? If he don't want me, that's his spot, right? That's his joint, right? Right? Okay? I don't believe the government should have the right to tell anybody who they should have to serve or who they should have to cater to or who they can hire. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that. But due to the fact that we have this system where we're dependent upon whites and we're dependent upon white liberalism, you know, that's the only way, that's the only avenue we have. Because we don't have our own stuff. Because we got tricked in the 50s and the 60s of dropping all that shit with integration. So we, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because see, if we had our own stuff, what would happen? See, if I went to the diner, if I went to the bar with redneck Billy Bob, and he does not want me to eat there, well, I'd be like, well, damn you, I got my own restaurant, I got my own diner. What I need to go over there and eat with you for, right? But when you have diners and clubs and restaurants that are all white, what kind of choice does that leave you? What kind of alternative does that leave you, huh? So now you mad because you don't have nowhere to eat. Master won't let me in to eat. Why you being mean to me, Master? Because you need to get your own shit and stop begging other people. Man, oh boy. So integration was a trick. The church got tricked. Y'all got tricked into becoming more dependent upon whites and being more dependent. This might be branded anti-Semitic, but the underground Zionist movement in the so-called Jewish religion, right, was, should I say, was the mastermind behind that, right? Yeah, eliminated, you know, crippled the Nation of Islam, crippled the Black Panther Party. All these black organizations that were working for the betterment and the liberation of black people so we could become a respected people were systematically, like, dismantled. Okay, the nation, thank goodness, they're still hanging around and still hanging in there. But I just thought I'd spill that for those so-called Christian folk. And I say so-called Christian folk because I don't really, you know, equate what y'all doing today with the Messiah. But hey, you know, to each his own. You know, we all have our opinions and they're all subject to different interpretations. But I don't think that y'all really seen the big picture here about the church, the integration, the civil rights. It's a big, massive chess game. Your head games have been played. Black folks have been played, and the main instrument that's been used to play black folks is the church, no doubt. So I say emphatically to you that the church, I don't give the church any accolades for so-called giving black people rights, because that was the main tool, that was the main thing that was used to take rights from people of color in the first damn place. So if the church has a damn complex now or has a guilty conscience and they want to go ahead and give me some crumbs right when they took the whole meal in the first place, they can kiss my ass. Also, the should I say the civil rights, the integration deal, okay, about us going around begging white folks, can we please be with you? I mean, that's a sick damn mind state. Sick. So, I mean, you relinquished all your power right there. So, you know, Big Mike is not pro-integration or anti-integration or anti-segregation or pro-segregation, whatever. I believe that we should have our own stuff, right? So we should have the option of saying, okay, we can kick it with you or we won't. Period. Like everybody else. Everybody got their own stuff, but black folks. But y'all still up in that church, hallelujah, and jumping up and down, doing backflips, somersaults, moonwalking, you know, hey, windmills, you know. But yet, you know, people like me, you know, are somehow demented and crazy. Well, anyway, I got ahead and I went ahead and dropped that. Y'all take that or leave it. You know, go ahead. Yeah, put the phone down. Man, oh man. Go take a break. Gotta give me a little drink of water, get a drink. I'll be back in a few.